So we have done first React project a few days back. So let's go and create another React project today. So I'll go to the React folder. So I have the class 1 is my main root folder. I'll go to the React.js folder. Inside React.js folder, I'll run the command npx create React app, and I'll give the project name. Right now my project will be project0002. So just create this project. Until this will be created, we will do some base groundwork for this project. So let's create this project. So you also run this command, okay? And till this get installed, we will do some basic work which will be used in this project. I hope everyone has started this command and started the installing of the React project. Let's go and do some basic work for this project. So basically in this project we need to generate the random number, and to generate the random number we will see how to generate the random number in JavaScript. Okay, so let's do the generation of random number in JavaScript. So in JavaScript there is a math module where we can do a lot of math calculation, math work using the math keyword, and I will show you a few of the math functions which we will do today. So for example, if I have variable a which is 4.5 and I have variable b which is 4.4, so if I want to convert this to integer, so nearest integer, so how will I do that? First I can do math.round. If I do math.round of a, it will be 5 because it is 0.5 or greater than 0.5 will give me the highest nearest integer. So 4.5 will get converted into 5. If I do math.round of b, it will give me 4 because it's 0.4 and 0.4 is less than 0.5. So this round is one of the function which will round the integer of the decimal points. There is another one called as math.floor. So what is the floor will do? Floor will do, let's say if I put 4.5, floor will give me the 4 number, either this or this. If I pass this, then also I'll get 4 number. If I pass this, then I'll get 4 number. Floor means the lowest number. So the lowest integer is 4. That's why I'm getting 4.5. If I do math of floor of this, then I'll also get I will get. So let me show you in the diagram. So this is let me create new one. So this is the floor, and this is the ceiling. If you are living in home, floor is where you have foot and ceiling is where you have the wall in the top. That is called ceiling. If I use ceiling, it will give me the high number, and if I use floor, it will give me the low number. So if I put 4.4, if I use the function floor, 4.4 will become 4. 4.4, if I use ceil as a function, then 4.4 will become 5. Because ceil means nearest integer, which is at the top level, and floor means nearest integer, which is at the bottom level. So you tell me, if I have 8.7, what will be the ceil for 8.7? 9. It will be 9 because nearest integer is 9. And what will be the floor of this one? What is the floor of 8.7? 8, correct. And what is the round figure of 8.7? What will be the round of 8.7? 9, correct. So you hope you understood all these three things. Ceil is something the top one, floor is the bottom one. Okay, so if I use floor, math.floor of A, I will get 4. If I use math.floor of B, then also I'll get 4. But if I use math.ceil, then I'll get number 5. And if I use math.ceil of A, B, then also I'll get 5. So these are the three things, three basics, and we'll do a few more basics. So this one is installed, project 2 is installed. So I'll go into the project 2, and in the readme I will put this one. So what we did, math.round and math.floor, and I took two variables. Okay, so this is the one concept which we want to know. Another concept will be, so let's try to do how to create a random number in JavaScript. If I want to create a random number in JavaScript, I will say math.random. So when I run this function, I will get a random number which starts from the 0, minimum is 0, and maximum is 1, but not 1 is not included. So it can be 0.9 anything, but 1 is not included. So if I have math.random, if I run it again, it will give me some different number. Now, how to convert this to something meaningful? So let's say if I want math.random, but maximum of that random should be, for example, 100. So if I want math.random, maximum value of that random should be 100. So I will multiply whatever number I got, this number, into 100. So if I do 100 multiply 100, I will get, let's say, for 37 for this case. If I do it again, it is 30. So let's say if math.random will give me minimum is 0, and then if I do 100, it will give me 0 as the minimum, right? Because math.random can range from 0 to 1, but 1 is not included. Okay, so it can be less than 1. So it will never reach the 1. So the minimum number which I will get is 0 if I do math.random. What will be the maximum number I'm getting if I use math.random? Let's say if math.random is 0.9999999 something, which is the maximum possible, I will multiply by 100. So it will come to 99. So it will not go till 100 because I told you it is not going till 1. So generally, if I want to take the random number, I will use math.random into whatever maximum number I want, for example 100, and I will make it math.floor. I will make it math.float. Okay, so it is summing 7 one time, next time it will be 37, next time it will be 71. So it can be an integer, but it will start with 0 till 99. So because this math.random will never be 1, since it will never be 1, so the it can be go maximum as 0.9999999. So it is going 99. It's not reaching 100. So if I want to reach 100, I can go math.float 0.9999 into 100 into 100 plus 1. Okay, so like this. So when I do this plus 1, it will go to 0.99999. Okay, now how about minimum and maximum? Let's say if I want to use minimum and maximum for a random number. So how to create that? So let's create a function. I will say generate random number, and here I will pass minimum and maximum. And then I will call this generate maximum number with something like 1 to 10. Okay, I want 1 to 10. So now let's build some function using the concept which I explained a little bit before, and we need to implement this function. So right now I will create a function, but before understanding this function, let's try to create without function so that we can manipulate the things. So for example, if I take var minimum equal to 1 and var maximum equal to 10. Now we have to use math.float as I explained. So math.float is there, right? Now we have to put something here so that I can find the random number between 1 and 10. Since we have to find random number, so math.random should be a function in it. So one of the thing is math.random should be the function inside it. Now we have to multiply with some number. Okay, we have to multiply with this some number, and let's talk about minimum later, but let's try to calculate here some number. So maximum is 10. Okay, so if I pass 10, then what you will think? What will be the maximum number coming in the result? So let's define the random number also, like here. So I will put random number here so that I can manipulate with the random number, though it will come randomly later, but let's try to make random number as 0.9999999. So assume that because random number will come anything, I won't be able to explain you the things. So let's think random number is, in reality we will replace with this math.random, but right now I'm taking hard-coded random number. So when I pass random as 0.9999, which is the highest number of the random coming, so if I do 10, it is giving me 9 here. Okay. So you tell me, what should I do so that I should get 10 as the maximum number? What should I add or multiply here so that I can get 10 as the maximum number? Because I want minimum 1 and maximum 10. So add plus 1. So 1 is saying add plus 1. So let's add plus 1 here. Okay, so when I add plus 1, this number will be multiplied with the 11 number and it will give me the math.float and I will get 10. So this is fine. Okay. Now let's try to take this. So this 10 is nothing but this max. Okay. So instead of putting 10, I will put max. Okay. If I will put max. So tomorrow if I change the max to 100, then if I run this one, it will give me 100 as the result because I want 100 as a maximum. So max is working fine. So if the random number is coming 0.999, I am getting max correctly. Okay, what if I want now the minimum number? So let's change the random to 0. So 0 is also the case which will come. So I will change the random to 0 now. Now if I run this one math.floor, it is coming 0. Okay, but I want minimum as 1. Okay, so we need to change this function little bit so that I can get 1 as the minimum. Okay. So what I will do, I will change this function little bit to do that. Instead of 1, let me take minimum as, first I will take minimum as 50. So let's talk about 50 and then we will see how to do the 50 and then we will put anything. 50 is something number which is something, easy to understand. Okay, so now I have to take use of min also. Though I have taken the consideration of maximum, now I have to take the consideration of minimum. So if this max is 100 now and min is 50. So what I will do, I have to start from the 50. Okay, one second. Okay, so let's talk about the 50. I want the result to be 50 because 0 is here, right? So how will I achieve 50 here? For example, if I minus max minus minimum, that is 50. 100 minus 50 is 50. So if I do max minus minimum, and this plus 1 is added for the last part, that is the 100 part, because we know that we have to add plus 1 because 1 will never come. So we have added this one for that case. But to take the minimum number, I want the result of this to be 50. Okay, so what I will do, max minus minimum, that is 50, and then I will put plus 1 for the last end case. So let's see what it will give. Okay, so it is giving me 0. Why it is giving 0? Because this random is always 0. Okay, random is 0. I took the random as 0. Let's say what happened when I take random as 0.999. Okay, I take random as this and I'll try this again. So what I did, I am converting max minus minimum, that is 100 minus 50. So even though I took the random as the highest number, I am getting 50 as the maximum number because I did max minus minimum. Okay, forget about this plus 1. This plus 1, it is taken for the last edge case. Okay, so it is taken for the edge case. We don't consider this in the calculation. This is only for the edge case. So max minus minimum will become 50, and 50 into the maximum number, I am getting the 50. Now what I will do, since I want maximum number as 100, so in the end I will add the minimum number. What is the minimum number? 50. So because we have seen this one gives the minimum number, so we have to add minimum number plus here in this to get the max of that one. Okay, so if I do like this, I'm getting 100 as the maximum number because I put random as 0.999. Now what will happen if I change let's change the parameters now. I will put where max equal to, let's say 25, var minimum equal to 10 for example, and then I will take random as 0, and then I'll run this one. So what will happen in this case? Since random is 0, we need minimum only. So what will happen? Max, that is 25, minus 10, that is 15, plus 1, that is 16, into 0, this is the 0, into 0, that will be 0. 0 plus minimum, that is 10, and I will get the answer of 10. And that is what I want. I want minimum number to be 10. Now let's try to make this as a maximum number. So if I want to make maximum, I will make random as 0.999999999. And now what will happen? Max minus minimum, that is 25 minus 10, it is 15. This is plus 1 is a 16 into random. Random is what? 0.999. So this multiplication will give me the 15. Okay, 15 plus minimum I have to take, that is 10, and this will give me 25. So I'll get a 25. So what we did, we did max minus minimum. Okay, if I do only this one without adding the minimum, then I will get the max minus minimum, that is 25, minus 10, that is the 15 only. Okay, but since random number is the highest number, so that means we need to add that minimum number in the end, because here we are getting only 15, but maximum number is 25. So we have to add 15 here. That is the minimum number we have to add. So this is the way which we calculate. Okay, so this is a little complex. Let's learn through it again. If I don't put this minimum, and if I put maximum here, so it will always give me the maximum number. Okay, but we have to consider the minimum and maximum number also. So if I put minimum here, if I minus minimum, then what will happen? It will give me maximum minus minimum, that is 25 minus 10 as a 15 as the answer. Okay, so we need to move the minimum number, that is we need to add minimum number in it to consider both the cases. So we have to put minimum here. If I put minimum, so whatever answer we get, it will add 15 to it. So if I put random as 0, then this will become 0 and we will get the minimum, because random is 0. But if random is about 1, then if I don't put it, it will give me the difference of the two, because we are subtracting the 2. So that is the reason we need to add minimum for the extreme case, for the extreme odd case. So this is the function which we will use in generating the random number. So if you don't understand, then go through it with multiple values to see what we are getting. And instead of random, I will say math.random. And now if I generate it, if I do console.log of this, I'm getting 6. So I can play with different number here. I can put 15 and this one as 17. So I'll get 16. Okay, so just remember this is a function to generate the random number between the two numbers. So how I concluded with this number? So we have to play with it, to create the real number. First we thought, okay, if I put only max, I'm getting the max number. Okay, if I'm subtracting the minimum number here, then I'm getting the difference between minimum and maximum. Since I'm subtracting here, I need to add it somehow, minimum here, otherwise we will not get the range between minimum and maximum. And that is the reason we have to calculate with the 0 and 0.999 to come up with the solution. Okay, so this you have to mathematically calculate what will be the 0 and what will be the minimum and maximum. So this is a little tricky in the first, but if you go through it again and again in mind, you will find it successfully how it is coming, the result. So let's remember this in my file, so how to generate the random number. Now our React project is created. Let's build something based on this random number. So I'll just go to the project 2, and this is the project 2. In the source one, I have app.js. I will remove everything in the top. I will say import React from React. I will remove everything in the body. I will just say div hello world right now. So just first do this one, and then I will go further. I'll give you 1 minute to clean up this app.js, and then once it is cleaned up, we will put the random number project here. By the time I will start the project by saying npm start. So I'll give you 1 minute to clean up the app. Okay, I hope everyone has seen this this page. Now I have to add this function which I created here. I have to add this function here because I will be using this function soon. Okay. Okay, I just created this function at the top of the app because this function is individual function. It is not related to my app. It is a generic function. Now let's build the app. Now if you see I put hello world here. Now give attention, pay attention here. I will finish it in 3-4 minutes, and then you can do. So here is hello world kind of thing coming. Okay, when I will tell you to write down, you can write down. Now I will here put some text. I will say just h1 random number generator. Okay, this is my h1 tag. Here will be the div tag. Okay, and here I will say I will display the random number which I will get it from here. It is a number. Then I will create another div. Inside this div I will create a button. Okay, and this button I will say generate new random number. So if I show you the screen, this is the random number generator, this is the generate new number. If I click this button, a new number should be displayed here. Now you tell me, since the number is dynamic, what should I do for the number? How the variable I should create for this number? Can anyone tell me what kind of variable shall I create for this number? Since this number will be changing, so I need something that number should be dynamically coming. So I need to create variable. Okay, so there are two ways. I can say constant number equal to, I can take the generate one min and max. Is this right way to create the number? Is this right way to create the number? The answer is no, because this number will be changing. Why it will be changing? Based on the click of the button. If I click this button, the number should change. Whenever the number should change, I cannot create the variable directly. I need to create the state variable. I need to create the state variable. How to create the state variable? Let's see how to create the state variable. To create the state variable, this is the special syntax which is only present in React, which is not common to JavaScript or Java or Python. So I will use this syntax. Remember this syntax. Constant number. I can name it anything. I put number here, and then I say set number. Here also I can put anything. So we need two variables. One is the number and one is a function to update this number. And I will equal to react.useState. Since this is a state variable, I have to use a state here in state. I want to put the default number which will be displayed to the user. I will say 0 as a default number. I will delete this part because this part is wrong. We should not create the dynamic, we should not create the variables, normal variable, because we need to update the number. Whenever we need to update anything on the page, we need to create the state variable like this. A state variable is created with this syntax, constant number and set number. And number will be the number, initially it will be 0. And later on, whenever I whenever I call the set number, the value of number will be updated it. So what I will do, I will display this number here. To display the number variable in the HTML tag, this HTML tag, I will put curly bracket of number and I will end the curly bracket. So if I see in the browser, it's saying 0 as the initial number. But when I click the button, nothing is happening. So when I click this button, I should update this number with some different value. So what we will do, I will call onClick. OnClick is the event which will be called when I click this button. And I will call here some function. Maybe I can say handle click. Since I need to call this function, I need to create this function on this page. So let's create this function on the page. I will say constant handle click equal to function. So to create the function, I will put round bracket and I will put arrow and I will put curly bracket. This is how we create a function in ES6 version of JavaScript. And this is how you have to create it. So this is the way to create the function in JavaScript in the ES6 version. So whenever someone will click this generate random number, I will be calling this function. And inside this function, I will call, let's say constant x equal to, I will create a variable and I will call this random number. So when I call random number generator, I have to pass the minimum value. Let's say if I pass minimum value as 25 and maximum value I pass 100. So the random number should be between 25 to 100. And this is the value, whatever value I get from the random number generator, I will put it in this variable, and this variable has to be, this number should be updated with this value, whatever x is having. So for example, x is giving 45, I should update this number with the value of 45 because random number generator is giving the value of 45. How will I update the number? How will I update the value of the number? I want to update the value of number here because I get x here. How will I update the value of number? What should I call? Set number, correct. I have to call this function to update the number. So I will say set number of x. I am passing the value x. If I pass the value x, it will go into the set number function and internally it will update the number. And we will get a new number here. Let's test this condition. So initially it's a 0. When I click random number, it is giving 69, 28, 31, 85, 40, 80. I'm getting a random number as I'm clicking it. I can change this number from 1 to 10,000 or 100,000. And then I click here, I'm getting some random number with high value also. So this is how we have to create the random number. So though I have explained you this one, maybe you have to do multiple times at home to really understand the things how it's going on. And if you practice multiple times, you will get good practice and you will understand things in a better way. Because right now we are creating only one state variable, but as soon as our application grow, there will be hundreds of state variable which we have to keep track. Since there will be hundreds of state variable, we should understand how one is created. When you will understand one, then it is easy to understand the 100 variables also. So just I'll give you 2 minutes to write down this whole project. And this is all about this project. That's it. So I'll give you 2 minutes, just write it down and do it multiple times after the class, maybe tomorrow, day after tomorrow. This is the project 2. Like this small project, I will be doing hundreds of these small projects, and you will understand a lot of things by doing these small projects. Just complete it in 2 minutes.